Hello, everybody. Welcome to the full broadcast sports media coverage. I am welcome back in my show. I'm starting to get back up here, start grooving, getting these fighters back on here to talk about their careers, their fights coming up, training, just seeing how they are. And once I get back up there, I'll be interviewing a lot of fighters. So right now, I want you guys to welcome Rick from Bkfc fighting May 12th in Greensville, South Carolina. Let's bring him on. Let's see if we can get him there. There we go.
What's
Hey,
happening,
Rick,
brother?
man, welcome back to the show, man.
How we going today?
We're doing good, man. It's 7 o'clock here, so I'm still getting up and grinding.
Well, I appreciate you getting up early. We gotta go see the Easter Bunny here in a bit. Knock out some gym time,
Yeah, I
so
miss.
I appreciate you knocking it out early for me.
You're welcome, man. It's just I miss being in the East Coast, though. So let's give our fans and bare knuckle fighting some updates. So before we talk about your future fight coming up in May, let us know how your training's going. I know it's been a while since you fought, and how you be able, with all the work you're doing in training, how you be able to get all that done.
Um, Training's going good. We've been back in training since October. As anybody that follows and watches knows, I bobbed when I should have weaved or slipped when I should have dipped against Ryan in the fourth round, and I ended up with a couple of broken and fractured bones in my face. So we were out for a bit, waiting to see if we had to have surgery or not. Unfortunately, it was just one of those take your time off, and that drove me nuts. I hate not doing anything. Like I punch my best friends in the face, and so for 6 months we couldn't do anything. But we've been back at it since October, looking for a fight,
Yeah,
and
I know,
this one
man.
presented.
I know, man. It's like I read your Facebook all the time, man. I'm looking for a fight. Get me back in there. And I know I'm not sure how promotion works and how long it takes you to get a fight, but I've seen a lot of fighters that are fighting in hometowns at their hometowns. So it's hard for individuals like yourself or other fighters to get on that card because of I guess David Feldman wants fighters from their hometown to fight. So do you
Well,
think that's the case? Go ahead.
it's logistics, and it makes sense. Having been a promoter myself in the past, I kind of get it. It's got to make money to make sense, and I'm not going to sell tickets in Colorado, So unless you're fighting a guy that's selling 1,000 tickets or $8,000 worth of tickets, you're not going to get that fight. But that's the name of the game and the what comes with the game when you're on the biggest stage in the world. Now, if I was fighting local promotions here, well, then or regional promotions, I'm the regional guy. We can sell tickets 2, 3, and 4 hours away, which is a plus side for me on this one. The Greenville, South Carolina fight's only 4 hours from us. The Norfolk fight was 5 hours away, and we were going to be able to sell tickets to that fight. So we're selling tickets to this fight, but Brandon's still the local guy, and he's got a huge following, and that's awesome. I love it. He's a very nice guy. I've actually never chatted with him in person, but he's been on the same card and in the same regions and areas as we've been, and there's never been a negative thing said about him. I don't have anything bad to say about him except for he's got to fight me. We went up a weight class, but we do what we got to do to take fights. And it
That's
also comes down
that's true.
to kind of who you know, or who your manager is. I finally signed with a manager. I've been pro for 10 years now, and roundabout maybe, I don't know. I'm getting old, but I finally got a management company, and within a month of having the management company, I had 2 fights offered to me, and this is the one we took. So advice to anyone wanting to get on the big stage: get with a good management company. I signed with Guerrilla Warfare Management, Shane Smith and Ryan Perez, and they, well, here I am. I'm fighting. That's what I want. So,
Oh, so we got one of our favorite buddies on here, Brian Maxwell, watching us right now. He says, "What's up? Appreciate you watching my show, Brian."
right there he is. That's when he knocked Ocho Cinco down. No, not fucking, not yeah.
Okay, so with your all the training you got going, you got what, a 30-day camp or 60-day camp. So is it hard to you to focus around? Do what?
I wish I had 60 days.
It's hard, huh? With
We're
family
down
and
to
work.
we're down to 4 weeks now. We found out about the fight. Yeah, I think it's 4 weeks now. Found out about the fight, the offer of it 2 weeks ago, and we've kind of been back training. So, I mean, it's just amping it up now. Between it and my business and the kids, I've got one playing high school baseball, one playing middle school basketball, one on the robotics team, one wanting to do everything under the sun, and a 2-year-old, plus working construction and trying to keep customers happy. Then I got to keep the gym happy too. So, we stay busy, and I'm super grateful for my wife. She deals with it, especially during times like this, like I'm supposed to be on the way to see the Easter Bunny. We're gonna do that after the gym. Yeah. But she makes sacrifices too, and it makes it easy. Easier. It's still not easy, but it's worth it. This is probably going to be my last year fighting, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I've said that a couple of times, but I've been to not miss some games and stuff where I got hurt and had to take some time off. I didn't miss games and things like that. Man, it's fun chasing around them kids at watching them. But some of them parents at sports games is crazy too. They wild.
Yeah. So before we talk your May 12th fight, coming up to that, what is it like to be in a big show like Bkfc? What's the excitement you have once you join David Feldman's card and stuff? How did you feel? What was the emotion like when you first started fighting for Bkfc?
When I got the call for it, it was like I had went to the tryouts in Philly. Actually, went to the tryouts with Brian and OG Kane and his son Zion. We all went up to the tryouts because we're kind of local. We're within a couple of hours of each other, and we cross trained some. And the tryouts were really cool, interesting. And then I got the call to go to the show, and it's cool. It never, trying to determine how to put it in words. It didn't really register to me that I was on the biggest stage in the world as far as bare knuckle goes until here recently. And then when I sit and I think about it, man, that's like I'm achieving the goals that I set. Now we've got one goal in mind. That's the win. And we've achieved everything else. Let's shoot for that one. But it's really cool. Dave's a really nice guy. He has his expectations, and of course any boss does, and that's what you have to treat him as. You treat him as a boss, and I keep getting invited back, so obviously I'm making somebody happy.
Yeah.
The other guys, they're all nice. They treat you well. I don't have anything bad to say about them.
Yeah, because it's ever since Day One Bare Knuckle came out, I started interviewing a bunch of you guys. Then his stage is getting bigger and bigger, so it's hard for me to try to get some of you guys like Brian Maxwell. Some of the good fighters. It's good to have you guys on talking about the show, your bare knuckle and everything. So I got one question. Greenville, South Carolina, May 12th. You're getting prepared for this fight. You got what? 6 weeks? Yeah, I think about 6 weeks.
Something like
No.
somewhere in there, 4 to 6, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So my birthday, May 12th. So that'd be the best present to get that big W, buddy. So give us all the details, how your training's going to start. And I know you got like 30, 40 days to get ready. So do you think that amount of time will get you mentally prepared for this fight?
That mentally prepared is the being prepared is the toughest part of it, because for me to fight, I have to fight to the best of my abilities. I have to be, and sorry if you guys hear that. One of my 5 kids is screaming, uh, but he'll be okay. Uh, being mentally prepared for me to fight to the best of my abilities, I kind of have to find a dark place that I don't like to be, and that's kind of what puts me in the zone and makes me fight the best that I can. Kind of introducing a fear or some sort of anxiety inside of me, and I can't do that before, like right before the fight. One, I've got 5 kids. I have a business, and I'm in the public, and I can't just walk in a customer's house pissed off, looking like I want to rip somebody's head off when that's what I want to do fight day.
Right.
So figuring out how to turn that trigger on is the toughest part. Fortunately, I've got time to do that, and in camp, and we're actually going to go down a few days before and I've scheduled to take time off from work and just be able to focus solely on that and let it go. And I'll have my family with me. I love being around my family. I've turned into
I've seen that.
I love the kids being there, and they're going to be there. I'm going to have my oldest son's going to come to the fight. My wife is going to be there. This will be the first bare knuckle fight my wife's went to. So and my stepmom's going to be there. My mom, she doesn't want to watch. She won't watch the fights, but she's going to be there to babysit the kids. So it's cool, and I'm excited to be there and do what I enjoy doing in front of everybody. It's like I don't get in trouble for punching people in the freaking face anymore. Used to, you get in trouble for that crap.
Yeah, I know. So speaking
But
of that, Brian Maxwell said he'll be there next weekend to help you get some rounds with your training camp.
sweet. That's
So
I'll see them at lunchtime.
so all the support, man. It's like I love some of these fighters that I've interviewed because you guys are close and local with each other. You guys support each other no matter who you are. Guys like to train together. So what is like training with other bare knuckle fighters? That you think that helped you
Oh,
more getting
absolutely, absolutely. It's I actually when I get done with this, I'm going to continue this conversation with a gentleman that's I can't announce anything. I don't know it for sure, but I'm pretty sure my homie D Long's getting a fight on the Greenville 12th card. uh, and it'll be his bare knuckle debut. Bare knuckle's completely different. I've had probably 50 fights now, and not bare knuckle fights. Of course, this will be my 4th bare knuckle fight. And when I went into it, I was like, well, heck yeah, this is nothing but a bar fight. This will be fun. No gloves. No, hell no. It is. I mean, you're getting into an actual all out fist fight that you would get into on the street, but you're getting into it with somebody that knows the exact same things you do, that has the martial arts ability and knowledge that you have. And so then it becomes a super calculated chess game, because every individual punch, every individual movement counts. It's not just boxing. And that one, well, I mean, my last fight, I was winning the entire fight until I bobbed one out to the week. That one slip was basically the end of the fight. So when you get to train with other bare knuckle fighters that have been there and done that per se, then you get that common knowledge that both of you possess, that this angle works for bare knuckle. It doesn't work anywhere else, but I know that it works here. Reggie, Reggie's a perfect example of that, man. His footwork from southpaw and that angle he cuts to the right side, and he showcased it with Daniel. And he's so fast in that movement, and it works for bare knuckle. It doesn't really work for anything else. But it would works in Thai too. I would assume. But he was so fast in that movement that Glenn thought he was trying to punch Daniel in the back of the head, and it was just Daniel couldn't catch up with him. So it's that common knowledge working with other fighters that have done bare knuckle as well. That is awesome. So I'm super grateful for guys like Brian and Zion and OG and Reggie, and well, Britton's back in VA, so I might cross some paths with her. And now D-Long's gonna be out in Tennessee. I mean, it's awesome. The bare knuckle community is continuously growing, and I'm blessed to have the guys around me that I do.
Speaking of that, the champ Reggie is from my hometown, Norfolk, Virginia. So I'm glad he got that win out there. So that, I mean, what is the
Absolutely.
deal with most fighters? I mean, either they're rookies or they're not thinking when they're in the ring. Like, why are you doing a wrestling match in the middle of a bare knuckle fight? I'm just kind of curious. What was he thinking when he done that? Do you think fighters think in there they're
I can't speak for him. However, in my opinion, he was the week before he was supposed to be fighting at 155 pounds. So he had put on weight to try to make 155, and then he was like, "Oh." Him and his manager said, "Yeah, we'll take this fight. We'll fight Reggie. Awesome. Thanks for the opportunity. We'll save the card." Now, few things come with saving the card. Money. That's awesome. It's a plus in the purse and if he didn't get a plus in the purse, next time you save a card, think about that. But money comes, and then when you save a card like that, or save that fight, you befriend people that know people that know people. And so you're kind of owed a favor, and favors don't come in like easy fights. Favors come in continuously getting fights, because if we're not fighting, we're not able to feed our family. Right. But he went from 155 to cutting weight, trying to make 135, and I understand he didn't make weight, but in that dehydration, you lose a lot of mental capability when that water comes down fast like that, until it gets back on. So I think that, on top of Reggie's just fast and so damn confusing. Like, I just watching him, it's just wow. Wow. To me, just so I think it was just in the moment, it was like, what in the hell do I do? What's going on? And Reggie did that movement he does, cutting to the right so fast and ducked under the punch. And I mean, it's just, things happen, right? But the outcome was still the same. And that was, the legend is the champ. And I think Reggie he'll be the champ until he decides not to be the champ.
Yeah. So thank you for showing up, Miss Wifey over there, watching your husband on the live podcast.
Oh yeah. She's the best.
So what is it thinking, like, when bare knuckle fighters get in there, and like you being mentally and physically ready to fight, do you think bare knuckle fight is a big challenge for a lot of fighters that are up and coming from like MMA fighting, and they never fought bare knuckle? What do you think their most challenges when they come up? Just say if you had a rookie come up fighting you, what do you think they need to be ready for when this is their first ever bare knuckle fight?
The most challenging thing about bare knuckle, period, in my eyes, again, just my opinion. I mean, who am I? But the most challenging thing is that first punch. Getting hit with that first punch, not throwing that first punch, but getting hit with that first solid punch. And there's nothing you can do to prepare for that, because even sparring, even if you tell your homie, you're like, all right, bro, me and you, we're going bare knuckle today. I want to prep myself for this. That's still your homie. you're not gonna hit your homie like you're trying to hit that guy across from you that in front of a million people is trying to beat you up in front of, you know,
Right.
you're not, and he's not gonna hit you like that. So it's that first punch, and then and after that, you either there's no question, you're either here, you either want it or you don't.
Yeah. It's like,
And
oh hell
it,
no, I'm fighting you. It's like, you know.
yep, yep. And it takes a different breed, it takes a different person to do it and enjoy it. But obviously there's an army of us out there that love it. And there's nothing wrong if that's not your forte.
So
Continue
what
with
is
your other sports. But
I've noticed bare knucklers.
even the AMU guys, it's just animals, man. They're animals.
So what do you think about the bare knuckle fight May 12 card? You have there's a few fights in there I can't really wait to see. Toto and you and I'm not sure who else is on this card, but what do you feel about this card? You think it's going to be the like Norfolk, Virginia? It's going to be a big sellout crowd. You feel
I
like
think
this
so.
card's going to top out the
I don't think it's going to top out the Norfolk card simply because there is absolutely no way of topping that buzz that Reggie creates in front of his hometown. Um, I hate to keep kissing Reggie's ass like that, but it's just facts. The show spoke for itself. Um, but the Greenville card, there's a lot of guys that are local that are going to be on it. I mean, the gentleman I'm fighting is not far. He's from Myrtle Beach, right down the street. So he'll have his entire the Bouchard Brigade. That's what their shirts were last time, which was cool. He'll have a whole section of those. And Soto's not far from there. He's right up the street in North Carolina. So the card will be huge. Right now on Ticketmaster, there seems, they're selling right around. Fingers crossed they sell out those seats because it just means we'll bring another fight close to home. I'm excited to see the Soto Tyler fight. From the looks of it, we're Brandon and I'll be the third from the last fight, so we'll be a feature fight. So I may or may not get to watch Soto fight. I might have to watch that afterwards. I'm interested in seeing the test this presents and fighting Good John. Good John's a vet, been around the game, and is a freaking dog. So the people get what they want, and Soto getting somebody that's been tested before. Then we got Doug versus, I think he's fighting McCrae's, which is interesting to me. Doug has got super awesome one punch power knockout. Plus, he's been around the fight game for a while. And Lecrae's is a great boxer who found out in his first fight, his first bare knuckle fight, that bare knuckle is different. It's its own animal. But he came back because he's one of those guys that decided that was like, yeah, I like this, I want it, I've got it, and he won his last fight, and now he's got the co-main event against Doug. And while Doug is the hometown guy, you've got a vet in boxing with the W already in bare knuckle. That's going to be a nice fight. Brandon and I is going to be a good fight. I'm interested in that. I've got my motivation for the fight, and I'm training, getting in what I can, and we're gonna put the show on. He beat Paul Teague in his bare knuckle debut, and Paul's been around the well, I can't say the world. He's been around America doing everything. He's done slap fight, bare knuckle, MMA. So, hey, Paul, if you get to watch this, I know a guy that wants an MMA fight, looking for one. Local fight, and you're not too far either. So we can make something happen in Tennessee. I think Paul Teague versus Derek Lambert would be a nice fight. You guys check that one out.
So what I'll do is I'll share this everywhere. Hopefully you'll see this video. I don't have a lot of fans on my page yet, so I'll share it a lot, and hopefully he can watch this and check it out.
It's a growing process for all of this, boss.
So before we get you off here, we know you already said at the beginning of the show that you're thinking about this being your last year. Hopefully, it's not. Maybe you got a few more years. I know you have a big family like me. You gotta be able to go to your kids' activity and stuff. So, what are we gonna see from 2023 from you, Rick? For the fans, what are we gonna see or from you?
If 2023 goes the way I want it to go and the way my plan and my heart's desire is, you're gonna see a W on March 12th, and we'll with that we'll compete in bare knuckle again this year. That's 100% up to my managers and how that happens and what fights are presented. But with this being my last year, I'm gonna compete one more time in every sport I've competed in so far. I'm gonna have one more MMA fight, one more kickboxing match, one more boxing match, and however many more bare knuckle matches are offered. That's my goal. So we'll
But
see. We'll see how it goes. If that happens, the bug may bite me and stay bitten, and I may stay fighting, till I'm old and decrepit and all that stuff. But we getting there anyway, man. I mean, the bones is hurt. I had to start taking some medicine for my joints hurting this morning. I was like, what in the world?
this is your age is kicking in like me, man. I turned 50 May 12th, so hopefully that would be the best 50 blast off present I ever got from you. So
Absolutely.
before we, before we get off here, let's hear about your sponsors, your supporters. Give us your last feedback, and we'll get ready to watch you start training, getting ready for May 12th at Greenfield, South Carolina. So,
Awesome.
mic's
Thank you,
on you,
sir.
buddy.
First and foremost, thank God for allowing me to be here and put on a show and put on and be a positive influence and role model to the people that I am and a good father. Thanks to my wife, who's constantly being the support system and backbone for the family and making sure that I'm able to go and train and do all the things that I want. Advantage Martial Arts, my home away from home. Coach Derek, Jeremy, you guys are in my corner here. We got this, make sure I'm not doing the stupid stuff and just standing there. Thanks to Bare Knuckle for giving me the opportunity again. Thanks to my sponsors, Rick's R&R, Pure Romance by Jacqueline, Titus Electrical, man. You guys are always showing out. Anybody in Greensboro and surrounding areas, North Carolina, check out Titus Electrical. Nothing but great reviews. You can Google that and check those reviews, man. They're perfect. Here locally, we got Hidden Gem at Route 52 Flea Market, and they've actually got a new store about an hour and a half up in Beckley. They're showing out at Retro Reset as well, so you guys make sure you check them out. And I can't preach enough about Advantage Martial Arts, man. It's keeping kids out of trouble and old people like me in shape. So if you thought about it, a year from today, you'll wish you started today. So if you thought about it, just stop by, check out a class, realize that it's not just a bunch of people beating the crap out of each other. That's not how you become a better martial artist. We're a family. We enjoy it. Stop by, check it out. And thanks to everybody that's going to jump in and help out this camp. We got 4 or 5 weeks left. We're going to cut sponsorship stuff off next Friday. So you guys heard the list here. There's still obviously places to add on. We're headed 4 hours south. This is local as it's going to get until West Virginia wises up and legalizes bare knuckle. Now, if they wait and do that after I decide to stop fighting, then we'll come out of retirement for one more fight at home, just because we got to fight at home. But after this year, it's time to chase these babies around.
All right, guys. You heard
Thank
it
you,
from
man.
Rick.
Thanks to Fuller Broadcast, bro. Thank you, guys. You got up, man. You got up. I seen you online. I seen your green thing on the messenger turn green this morning. You was up super early to make this happen. I know it's like set right now. It's like 7:30 over there. I appreciate it, man.
Anytime, man. I give my support to a lot of fighters. I'm there. I know what you guys do. I know what you go through. A lot of you guys go in that fight and support your family, putting that food on the table. That takes a lot of heart to do what you do, and that's what I love about you guys. So I will always support you guys no matter what. Even if you retire, I'm sure we're gonna still be talking.
Oh yeah, I can't. You can't shut me up. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm always gonna have something to do. Last shout outs to Guerrilla Warfare Management, Guerrilla Warfare Apparel. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks, Shane. You got me a fight, man. That's what I wanted.
That's
Appreciate
true.
it.
You're welcome, man. So from Rick, go check out his page. He's got a fight coming up in Greenville, South Carolina. Like his wife said, hurry up and buy some tickets. They're going to go out fast. So get ready. Enjoy Rick's training. Hopefully he'll post some stuff for his training with Brian Maxwell and a few fighters that are going to help him through his camp. So once again, man, thank you for being on the Full Broadcast Show. And hopefully I will maybe interview you after the fight and give a little bit more details and stuff. So
absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Peace out.